I'm good, just making the world a better place, that's all.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Rest in peace, the Dark Chameleon. Peace to the Listen, check it, yo. It was a cold April morning under the constellation Aries. The moon was 85% under the luminaries. From the celestial waters to the womb my soul was carried. Then my mother gave birth to a warrior visionary. But when I speak this truth, I feel like nobody hears me. Every once in a while, I get sight to someone blind, floating on the globe in a heliocentric lie. Dilate your pupils the more you open your eyes. The truth is sitting in plain sight like a disguise. Until my mother's death is revenge, I won't be satisfied. It haunts me when I think about the phone call when she died. A river worth of tears shed from my eyes. So I looked up at the sky and I asked God why. It's been 21 years, I'm still waiting for a reply. Since birth I've been at war, the attack our undeveloped minds. Indoctrination camps making us dumb, deaf and blind. I'm always thinking solutions, we are running out of time. The dirty witchcraft is weak, I see through all the lies. I clearly analyze all the symbols and the signs. When I connect dots, the truth starts to align. The people are the power, you can never eclipse my shine. I say the truth hurts, but the truth will set you free. They say hell burns and there's a one-way ticket for me. You create your heaven or hell whether or not you believe. I'm God and Satan, I have to balance out my chi. One day these seeds I plant will bloom so you can be all you can be. Never give up and always hold your head high, cause you are God, there's no need to look to the sky.
There's a devil and an angel in my head.
The school system costs children, kids as baby sheep. You better wake the fuck up or forever sleep. You don't need bars to be in prison, just think. They take cash out of your hand for a digital chip. So if you don't do as you're told, your money will go poof, like it didn't exist. We are almost the Walking Dead without the body bag zipped. This is community revolution in progress, but I'm no crip. As much energy is used to tear down and divide, you can use that energy to uplift and show there's no limit when you reach for the sky. Spells, spells, spells that I am casting. Words I speak are a gift of wisdom unwrapping. A work of art, I am a master craftsman. Painting pictures with the stroke of a pen, spilling ink on paper.
There's a devil and an angel in my head. When I was fighting the war, the devil was huge and the angel was tiny. When I started to repent, the angel grew and the devil became very small. Small, but he's a stubborn bastard.
With thoughts from within, some say it's the end, something new will begin. Look into the gates of the soul, I am him, I am God. Decisions, decisions, I create and destroy. Broke out this mental prison, solve a problem and have 10 more like farmer's prescriptions. Life is too short, there's a headstone with your name inscripted. I turn my back to religion, took a seat on the throne. I am the light that torch enemies to skull and bones. I communicate with the other side, open portals, no cell phones. You are the power, why second guess, never think twice. I went from was to was, now I'm Charles Wise. So high, high as a zeppelin, dazed and confused. I'm God incarnated, no El Hakim or Druze.
There's a devil and an angel in my head. When I was fighting the war, the devil was huge and the angel was tiny. When I started to repent, the angel grew and the devil became very small. Small, but he's a stubborn bastard. He gives me bad advice, but my little angel says to me, no, don't listen to that bastard. Anything can happen, like someone upsetting me, for example, and I think about crushing that son of a bitch. The devil says to me, do it. But my little angel says, remember, you're out on bail, there are cameras. Freedom is wonderful, so be careful. I struggle because there's good and evil in everyone. God gave us free will to choose good or evil.
That fucking beat. Peace and salute. I'm live on both channels. I'm live on my main channel, and I'm also live on Charles #2. Yeah, I think it's named the same, but spelled a little different. No, it has a space in between the name and it's in all caps. So let's see what happens. Let's see who comes through. Has anyone seen You Know Who? I'm gonna have to catch one of Ian's lives. See what type of stuff he's doing. Let me see. Kenneth Copeland, man. I made a little, like, I'm gonna do a short video with this, but I think this might be enough. Yeah, because what, there's 60 seconds for a short video, but this guy is a comedian. I don't even take him serious when he's on the stage preaching. Kenneth Copeland's a joke. Kenneth Copeland is a demon. He's been a demon since he was semen. This world's so fucked up, sometimes I think I'm dreaming. Nervous, because everybody's scheming. That's the American way. Here's your boy. Wait a minute. Dude. No, it's not even uploaded yet. Lord Jesus. Jesus Christ. I don't like alcoholism. I don't like alcohol. I only like Jesus alcohol.
Yes, sir. Now his blood is in my body. Yes, sir. It's in there. His blood is mixed with my blood. Can you see it? Now, take a deep breath. Now, take a deep breath. Hallelujah. Whoa, glory, 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 glory. Thank you, Lord Jesus.
Glory, glory, glory. That dude's a fucking clown. I'm gonna add some more to that. Fuck it. 'Cause he makes so many like I I I watched one where they mention blood and he starts hissing like a fucking reptile. It's crazy. Um, they do mock rituals, but my opinion is they're mocking these rituals. They definitely do them for real, for real. They probably drink each other's blood. What's up, Flat Earth Nation? Kenneth Copeland. He probably drinks his wife's new blood. Trying to think. What I want to talk about. It's really always the same shit to talk about. Peace, Scott Severini. My bad. I zoned out. I'm thinking, what am I going to... Alright. People come or want to come up. It is fucking Yankees are jacked. They got Juan Soto. Not that any, whatever. It's sports. It's overrated. Overrated. What's everyone got planned for today? Like who? I don't know. I know one thing. If I was the coach of the Red Sox, I would have got Juan Soto. Yeah, I feel you, Flat Earth Nation. Who sung that song? It's just one of those days. What was her name? Shit, I forgot. Who sung that song? It's from the 90s. I'll tell you in a minute. shit. I typed in the lyrics and they came up right away. It says Limp Bizkit, but that ain't true. He might have did the remix to it. Yeah, this is the video right here. Oh boy. I used to think this chick was hot too. Somewhat. Monica. Yeah. Her name was Monica. Not Lewinsky. Trying to figure out. She's not doing good at all. And she won't eat. She's weak. She lost weight just within the last 3 days, man. It just came out of nowhere. The corruption of the Constitution. Huh. Peace, faceplant. No, my roommate's like, she's gonna die. I'm like, shut up. So are you. I didn't say that to him, but yeah, everyone has problems. I feel like a bad pet owner. I can't even bring her to the fucking vet. That's sad. Hidden tunnels in New York City. I'm so interested in going to New York. And Trying to go underground. When people think of New York City underground, they usually think of the vast subway system, the sewers. What's going on here? Oh, don't play games like that. They usually think of the vast subway system. No, I didn't. Why, you have it on your channel, Scott? Because if you do, I'll write a note and I'll check it out. They think of the vast subway systems, the sewers, or the water tunnels buried deep in the bedrock. Far lesser known. Alright, I'll check it out as soon as I get off of here. Let me write a note. Alright, that's done. Alright, so in New York City underground, people usually think about the subway system, the sewers, or the water tunnels. Far lesser known are the city's obscure tunnels that often run from building to building. That's interesting. Or through lesser documented parts of the city. Here's a peek at 7 locations. So one of them is Morgan Postal Tunnel. Oh shit, they got an underground tunnel that connects the post office factory and the post office. Okay, whatever. It says the heavily secured road tunnel was used to move mail from a special secret platform at Penn Station, where letters and packages would arrive on Amtrak trains. Huh. Here we go with this crap. Now they're going to start booting me out. So much for buying the fucking StreamYard in the States. You'll have better connection and faster this and that. That's bullshit, man. That's severe bullshit. There he is. Frenchie Kush is in the building. Yeah, I talked to the lady, but she's talking about she can do it for free, but I don't get her back. You know, it's like donating the cat. Um, but I won't get her back even if things get better. So I don't know. I would take her to the vet, but I don't have the money. Um, I got like $100, and I know it's more than that. So I don't know. I feel like a bad pet owner, even though she's old. Um, I don't know what to do, to be honest. I'm gonna call the vet and see what the price is. What's good, Frenchie Kush? If you got time, come up. I've been meaning to call you too, man, to see if you're writing a verse to that beat. Yeah, I just wrote something this morning, and I found a new beat that it's so fire, this beat, that I gotta write the most firest stuff I've ever written to put to this beat. And I gotta create a flow like to align with the beat perfect. Um, I gotta really attack this beat. Forgot the guy's name. I downloaded the beat from somebody on YouTube.
Yo.
Damn, I'm muted and shit. I'm over here talking, and I'm like, why isn't he answering me back?
And I got quiet. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? What's good, brother?
Chilling, man. How's everything?
It's good, it's good. I'm still trying to figure out, all right, so I got the whole band lab thing, right? Like you said. But I got an iPhone, so I ain't got no like plug-in headphones because they came up with that USB-C shit. So you need like a specific set. So I got these Bluetooth headphones that every time I spit into it, I hear like
You hear the echo, right? You hear your
it's
voice.
behind.
It's a delay, right?
Yeah,
Yup.
yeah.
I
So
use plug-in headphones, and it goes away.
I don't wrote a verse. I tried to spit it, and I wasn't happy with the outcome. You know what I mean?
That delay. If you get plug-in headphones, the delay will go away, and everything will be.
Yeah, I do have. That's the funny thing is I have many headphones, but you know I even got studio quality, but they're not USB-C shit.
You know, I got to talk to Sir Drop because I sent him a different beat too. He said that you can on the band lab
I got to get your link, and I think we could throw the beat back and forth through BandLab, like
I
without
could,
having
I
to
could
send
even,
it.
I could take it one further. Like with in my aspect, like I don't know if I can import any files. I haven't dug into that in BandLab, but I can probably export it from my computer. Like I could do it on the mic, you know, quality wise,
And send it like that.
and maybe send it to like BandLab. I just got to figure out what kind of file that they take.
Or you could do it to that beat, the one you're writing to that beat, the Joe Button type beat, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Joe Button. All right, so you can record it on your computer with a mic, right? I was
yeah,
thinking,
and then import it like a
and then
beat.
send it, and then send that to me, and I'll import it into BandLab, and I'll add my verse to it.
Cause I already got the verse. I got everything down. You know what I mean? I was just
I
trying to
got a
make.
verse, but I'm not satisfied with it.
That's all right, brother. Maybe I'll send you my verse. You listen to it, and then maybe it'll give you some inspiration. You know what I mean? I would never not be happy with what you got, man. Never doubt yourself, basically. Never, man. I've been writing for this other kid. Actually, he just started making beats, and he asked me if I could write for him because I guess his pen game ain't that tough, you know.
Yeah, good old ghostwriting.
Yeah, man. I've been doing that shit for years, man. You know how many people I wrote verses for that's just like, hey, bro, can you write this? Because even people that could write, they're like, my pen game is trash, basically.
I did a video the other day on scrying mirrors and our phones being
I was gonna say Black Mirror. Yeah, that's what we hold.
yeah
You ever seen that
being
TV show Black Mirror?
yeah.
That shit is sick. I mean, the first season is sick because it kind of describes humanity and life as we know it. But scrying mirrors, yeah, I try to tell people all day. I mean, you stare at them constantly. You know what I mean? That's what witches used to use.
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Who's the fairest of them all? Yeah. Those are all Masonic poems. That's the funny part. Even the littlest poem is a row, row, row your boat. Those are all Masonic poems that have a way deeper meaning and an esoteric meaning than people actually realize, you know?
Even this guy was saying, and I kind of agree, that silver mirrors put a curse on everyone. And you would
Like,
say, well, how's that, Chuck? And I'm like, because when you look in the mirror, you're seeing the reflection of self. And then you start to look at yourself and see things you don't like. There's the curse. You start
I was going to say, a silver mirror
judging
lies.
yourself.
A silver mirror lies, you know what I mean? Because we only see what we know how to see. So a silver mirror, when we look into it and it reflects back, we only see what we want to see within ourselves. We don't even see the real image, you know?
Yeah.
So it's
Damn.
all kind of witchcraft.
Now imagine the self-esteem people would have if these mirrors didn't exist, you know? And you know, people ain't gonna walk up to water. You know, maybe you'd see yourself in a reflection, but
Ain't
the
it funny
water.
when you walk up the water, it's like a calming reflection, you know? Nobody really sees themselves negative in a puddle or an ocean in a reflection of that. We only see ourselves negatively when we stand towards a mirror that lies to us because it was built. Nature is not built, you know what I mean? Nature was just already there, like it's something given. We constantly take out of the ground, and I analyzed this a while ago. Like everything that we purchase with our blood, sweat, and tears, everything that we buy, everything that we want, it's all taken out of the ground, mashed up, and put together. And say, hey, this is a little toy, you know what I mean? This is a whatever it have you. But it was all taken out of the ground. Like that beauty is right beneath us. And we choose not to see it.
I got pictures of crystals, right? These crystals are probably as big as it made the people underground look like ants to these crystals. I mean, these things are the size of a 3-story building, maybe more. And I was like, they ain't going to be there too much longer. They're going to cut all them out and sell them, you know, like they do it with Mother Earth.
that picture was probably the last time you ever see that crystal that size, you know, because they take a glory picture and, like you said,
Yep.
they just cut it up and picture the resonance that would come off of something that beautiful. Like
Right.
just picture being around that kind of magnificence before they cut it out. Because once they
It's
cut it out,
there.
it's like everything else. Once they cut it out, people believe crystals hold a value, and yeah, I feel you, but they hold more of a value when they're actually resonating from the earth.
Right. They're there for that reason. And when
Yeah,
we take them out, it's throwing it off balance.
well, it's like killing something. It's like giving somebody a dead animal. And I know people believe that crystals hold this, heal that, you know, when they hold it, but it's like holding a dead animal, bro. It's like
Yep.
somebody killed a cat and said, here's your toy. Once it's taken out of its natural habitat, like that
Yeah, the
resonance.
crystals were alive. Not
Yeah.
they were tree stumps. The Titan trees. Now, or lungs or kidneys or whatever. I heard turn to crystal or eyeballs. But
Yeah, I looked up.
most of them are from plants, like a certain condition that has to happen. But
I've heard a couple theories on that, you know what I mean? Being like I guess giants and shit like that, you know what I mean? Like the different layers of muscle and stuff like that. You know, the
yeah,
like
look at the gold. What do they call gold? You got to find them in what? The veins, right?
yeah, yeah.
And they say Titans, their blood was gold, had gold. Like if they call them veins, like gold veins in the mountain, they could be from actual Titan veins where blood used to. I mean, gold would flow in their, you know. 'Cause I heard some of these Titans had nothing but gold for blood, but I don't know. Now I know there's blood in the blood. There's gold, of course.
Well, I know one thing for sure is there's blood in the water because I could definitely smell it, and the sharks smell it too. You know, they all around. It's definitely blood in the water. We just perceive it differently. It goes back to the same theory like that we were told what is what since birth. You know, we were told that my hat is red, that the sky is blue, that the
Yep.
clouds are white. Like we were only given these definitions, so we can't really describe anything besides what
Yeah,
they.
we were born and handed a reality. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, and if you English, then we learn from different ways. Like we learn magic. We put spells when we spelling things. You know, when we talk about things, we putting spells on things. Like we're not really taught how to actually be. I don't know if that makes sense, but you're only taught to see past and to see at a certain point. And after that, we can't describe shit because we don't have the words for it. Some things don't need words to actually describe them. You know what I mean? You ever seen something so beautiful that you literally ran out of words, like in your eyes, where you're just in awe. You don't know what to say. They didn't give us those words, you know. We were all taught this shit from what the phony Phoenicians that gave us our phonetics. And we know about the Phoenicians. Still there, brother man? That's where that's where that Tiffany blue comes in, and that royal purple, you know, because they used to trade in shells and shit like that. It's so crazy, man. You still there, brother man? Dig up, man.
My bad. I had to run to the bathroom.
Nah,
But Sona's at the door too.
you Gucci. I just want to make sure we still connected like Wi-Fi, you know.
Scott says we were born from the crystals in the earth.
Yeah, but there's no need to chop them out to feel secure. Like some people swear upon crystals, you know, and I don't doubt them. I know they still hold resonance, you know, but I feel like the same as a body. Like when you get put in that grave or when you take your last breath and your energy leaves you, do you feel like that's still you? You know, that vehicle that you left behind?
True.
It's the same with a crystal, you know. Yeah, they all good. Crystals definitely hold some resonating features, but you got to get them live. You can't get dead crystals and feel like they hold energy still. Like, and that's weird to say because I ain't even dig enough into it. I know water holds a lot of memory, you know. So I don't really know about crystals that much, but at the same note, I feel like when you kill something, you kill it, you know.
I got these. Let me show you.
Oh, you got some crystals?
Yeah.
I had a couple things here and there, you know. I shook it around and everything. Okay, yeah, there's like amethyst and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, smoky quartz. Black smoky quartz. I love this. This is powerful. I can feel the energy coming through it.
So you would say it's something like water, like where it holds the memory, you know, where it holds
Yeah,
energy and shit, like a battery.
that's crazy. This shit was just a rock like this. And someone hit it, broke
Yeah,
it open, and boom.
yeah, it's all in the middle. It's like an egg.
You know, they're saying like this is my favorite one.
Yeah, that's like amethyst or something like that, right?
I think so.
That purple one.
Purple quartz.
Quartz. Yeah, that's quartz. I know about crystals. I'm just trying to dig deep. Like I try to dig it like we were just talking about, like in the veins of life, you know? Like is it still alive when you cut it out? And how long does it still hold that resonating feature, you know, that we charge ourselves from? Because we can charge ourselves from crystals. We only ether, bro. We all energy. We all eat this. What we live is beneath us. And every time we pump it, it's like Reebok. Stay on the sneakers. They always try to sneak us different kind of features. Eyes low just because I blow. Just like your teachers. Teachers try to teach us, but nobody can teach us. Only teachers in life is us. That's right. And if you really try to dig in it, that's us and that's life. And if they really try to go past, they go fast. See, life go fast, just like a merry-go, spinning round and round. Life ain't linear. Ain't no time in the sound. Time in the sound. Oh shit. My fault.
Huh.
I get into breathing, I can't catch a breath. You heard?
I can't wait until my goal is to put like 7 tracks on this EP or album. That's my goal.
Nah, we could do it, bro. We could put way more. But yeah, 7. Reach for that 7. I mean, 7 is a godly number already. You know, you can stop at 6 like most people, but 7 is a godly number. It's like 9. You know.
Yeah, I put an intro too to that beat. We're gonna flow to. I took this piece from the movie Ghost Dog. Forrest Whitaker sang a piece out of the book. It's called Yaga Kur. What's the name of the book? I think it's called. Let me see. I got it. The book. I downloaded it. Hagakure or something like that.
Naga Corey.
Yeah, I think it's Hagakure. Hold on. Something to that name. I'm gonna look it up now. I think I still got it.
Nah, yeah, definitely.
Hagakure or Haga. Watch me be totally wrong. Come on, load. Taking so long.
Ain't it crazy how the internet could prove us wrong?
Let's see.
It's like the internet. I'm tired through these interwebs where people talking, they ain't really in their head. They just mind most. I mind most for the ghost that climbs on. Oh shit. I'm in that flow state right now. Yeah, definitely find that name out though. How you living though, man? How's life?
Look gonna look it up because I took a piece, and it fit perfectly to the intro.
No, yeah, you got to see it. That shit is all art, man. I used to be all deep into that shit. I don't know where I lost my passion for it or not, but like I don't know. It don't seem the same, man. I guess it's like working every day. You know, it drains you. And feeling like you're not gonna make it, so you're like, what the fuck is the sense of it? But I forget at the end of the day, like that shit is all essence, man. That's what makes us breathe. You know, is what we love to do.
It is. I was right. It is Hagakure, the Book of the Samurai.
Okay.
And he says it. He says stuff in the movie too. You know, Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai, that was produced by the RZA. One of my favorite movies. With and I put the name of the book in the chat, but I took a piece out of it because people have used.
Example.
I'm like, why did it say it twice? And I forgot that I got two. I'm streaming on two of my channels at once.
What, right now?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
On my main channel and my second channel.
Okay. I don't even know where your second channel is, man. You're gonna have to drop me a link and you're gonna have to text me the link to that so I can subscribe, you know?
Yeah, I'll send them to your phone.
Yeah, definitely do that though. This way I can subscribe to that shit too.
Yeah, if you can't figure BandLab out, and
it's not I can't figure it out. It's just that reverb. But I think like what you said, like I'm just gonna have to do it in my own studio, mix it down to like a MPG file or something like that, and send it through.
yeah, but you leave the whole beat, you know, with the. Don't cut the beat up or nothing. Just put your piece on there and then send it like that. And then the opening part, I'll put my verse or.
Yeah. Usually,
and
what
before
I like
cut, and before I mess with it, I'll let you hear it, and then we could decide what to do.
I'm saying, what you gonna cut out of it?
Nothing.
You know how
I just have to.
You know how to mix and master your vocals?
Nope. I'll figure it out.
Otherwise, the next thing we could do is that you could send me just your vocal track, like just the, you know what I mean? Like send me the stems basically. If you send me the stems, I could put just your vocals and clean them up on my shit.
Oh, I know what you mean. I could flow to the beat and then because my voice will still be there. I know what you mean. And
Yeah,
save
so
that
two
part.
stems. You got the beat, and then you got the next stem that's just your vocals.
Yep. I know what you mean. Yeah.
You can master those down separately. Send them both to me. I'll just link them up, match them up the same because the time frame is the same. You know.
I figured out on there you can clean up. It does it for you. And it takes all the background noise out and.
It does it, but it don't add them little things like that you could really get deep into. Like, you know what I mean? Like when I master down my vocals, like I do a lot.
Yeah,
and then
we could do it that way. If you want to do it, yeah. I don't. I want it to sound good.
We're gonna do it both ways. Where I'm gonna pass you my verse, and then you pass me back the stems to your shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, whatever sounds better, we'll keep it. I'm pretty sure it'd be your version.
I think I could clean your vocals up though. I think I could clean them up a lot, man. Like I ain't no engineer or producer, but you know I learned from my own shit. You got me about to turn on the computer, man. I ain't turned this shit on in a while. Let me see.
But yeah, I remember this guy Richie from Boston I used to watch, and
oh, you talking about that guy that was spitting the truth, right?
Yeah,
I know Richie.
I don't know what happened to him, but he was talking about the schematics for a phone. This was like 7 years ago.
Yeah,
And I'm into symbols and all that, and I look at witchcraft symbols and whether it's evil witchcraft symbols or whatever.
Yeah.
I look at them because I'm trying to align them with, you know, you could actually align some of these witchcraft symbols, what business, like with business. I don't want to call it, business symbols. But the schematics, he said, has a lot of dark satanic or witchcraft symbols to make the phone.
It's the same way that it's the same way that our cities are drawn out. You know, it's like a circuit board. It's the same as that way.
That's the false light, I think. The phones, false light.
I used to really fuck with Bridget from Boston. And
Mean
then,
streets of Boston.
yeah.
Remember when Eminem did that diss track on what's that dude's name from Boston? He was shit. What was his
MGK?
name? Huh?
MGK? You know who I fuck with from Boston? I fuck with Millie's.
Yeah, he's good.
And he's from what, Cambridge or something like that.
Yeah.
But I fuck with him.
He's got
actually
bars.
He just dropped the album December 1st, Holy Water. Check that out, everybody. That album is fire. If you actually start from the beginning to the end, there is so much shit buried within his words because he's not an industry artist.
Yeah.
That
he's fucking sick with it.
People only see it skin deep, you know, but there is so much within his bars. Like, it's not even funny, bro. I'm gonna have to hook this to my other computer, I think, man. I got two computers. This one been fucking with me, man. You keep telling me no signal. That's why I got most of my work on.
That sucks.
Nah, it's all Gucci because I got another one. So
you could pull the hard drive out and plug it into another computer and pull everything off.
I could do that. I could definitely do that. Cause this one right here, this one's acting funny. But I still got I got this one down here. This one's a little better. That one still work, you know. That's why I got my TV hooked up too. That's why I watch everything on. But a majority of my shit is on this computer, but that ain't lacking me from producing this track. I just figured when we was talking, I thought about it, man. I ain't turned that shit on in like 2 years. But I used to like to have two, you know, so we could still. So if I got people over, I could still run shit on my TV, but then I could still record shit. I said, first dropped upon the 7 fallen ones. They left their estate, never to be called upon, and feasted on our women, breaking the biggest bond in exchange for greatness. It changed like the Matrix. Technology beyond limits, not just the spaceship. Enslaved population, races and slave ships. Rewritten history, turn the page quick. Not thinking all them carvings on the walls would stick. Tower of Babel, no heaven on earth. Misconceived, given to the devil at birth. Religion changed the world, but only for the worse. What a hunger for more, just quench Constantine's thirst. He got the devil's point across. But his people remained dead like the back of a hearse. Idol worshiping a stone that was polished from the dirt. Tick, tick, time's closing, damn all the hard work.
I said, searching for heaven across a vast plain. All I found is hell and long-lasting pain. I've become numb on the verge of insane. If I die hard in the process, John McClane, I mean. It's easier to fool someone than convince someone they've been fooled, Mark Twain. I don't know if I'm going to leave that part in there, but I might.
Get it. Bless me, my father, for I have sinned, but I promise not to carry on and live like them. Escape these deities and remain positive until the day that I cross over. Just let me live. Vision free, you could take back the eye of Horus. I'd rather sit in the dark void and not do shit or project in my own thoughts. Mind that bliss. There's no temptation for a person that doesn't exist. Yes, sir. We go on. We go on like what if you knew shit everybody didn't, but still look the same? Does that make you different? Through an individual's eyes, one can only visualize and look at others with countless lies destroyed from the inside, materialize. Pills for the cereal box, control, killing guys. You eating fast food, they pilling, killing wives. You put your kids in front of dreams, babies chipped up, processed like a fucking machine. Cyborgs living with a phone attached to their head, headed straight for that hole like Scotty and Pippen.
I know that I'm gonna have to come strong being on a track with you and Sir Drop. That's why I want to do tracks, because I know you and Drop are gonna drop some bars. That's what people. I'm tired of this new school so-called hip hop. The 90s was the best era of hip hop.
Agreed. That's because it was fresh, it was new. Like you understand, like evolution of hip hop, right? Like there was a time where the industry controlled country, they controlled pop, they controlled rock, but they didn't control hip hop because it came out of nowhere and it grew sporadically from the people. It was the people's voice. That's what made hip hop so strong. But now they took it and saturated it down so much that people, like, I don't even like to say, when I tell people I write music and I make music, I hesitate when when they're like, what kind of genre? And I'm like, hip hop, because they watered it down so much that it doesn't mean anything now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And there's a few artists that's actually bringing it back. And that's why they switched up the algorithm on like YouTube and stuff, because all these little reactors and all these big reactors, they're pushing, the independent artists now.
And they're pushing self-destruction. All these newer artists, they always have a negative message now. That's all you hear: shoot,
Yeah,
sell drugs, anything self-destructive. Where they love to play that shit, man, because they know people in power want to push that shit on everyone. So we can just continue to self-destruct, man.
People are tired of that shit, man. Ain't nobody want to hear that shit no more. Everybody already self-destructed, and they realize after they self-destructed that they still here. So what's next? All these artists going to push is that self-destruct button, but at the end of the day, we got what else? What comes after that? Like, I self-destructed and I'm still here. So I got to listen to that again. So I'm stuck in a death loop. You know what I mean? That's basically what they got everybody's ears in tune to. You're in an auto-tune death loop right now. That's all you hear.
Yeah, that voice thing too, the auto-tune voice, that thing got played out. Once Lil Wayne did it, even though that guy from the 80s was the first one, but Lil Wayne brought it in hip-hop, everyone bit that shit.
I think it was like a T-Pain thing too from the start. And yeah, Lil Wayne used it, but at least Lil Wayne still had bars behind it. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, Wayne
still has bars.
He's always going to be a GOAT. Like, he's always going to be GOATed. But at least he had bars behind it. If you use auto-tune, use it to enhance what you're saying, not to saturate what you're not. Because that's all they're doing. They got no bars behind it, but yet they'll fill their voice with auto-tune, thinking they sound good. I remember when Mac B came out, and it didn't matter if you could sing or not, as long as you had a little melody. You know what I mean?
Right.
People lost that shit, man. I think people lost the essence of real life, you know. I ain't trying to play the next generation coming up, but if this is what we got coming up, bro, we fucked. We all fucked.
Right.
And maybe that's why they call my generation the boomers and shit like that. You know, people that was born in the early 90s, late 80s. But, bro, they don't even give a fuck what's going on right now. And I don't think most people give a fuck or care to see what's going on right now. But I'm pretty sure you can see the world on fire like I do.
Yep.
Because this world is literally on fire. Like everything going on, Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Hamas, United States being ripped and shredded to pieces in different directions to where we couldn't even defend our own front if we wanted to because we got all our soldiers out. I don't think people really see the bigger aspect to that. And people don't really talk about it like that either these days. They act like nothing's happening until it gets brought to your soil. But there is literally young kids,
Too late
there is
at that
sons
point.
going to war. There is daughters dying right now. There is mothers crying. You feel me?
Yeah, this so-called truth community, even people around me, I would, that scam shmemic that happened. A lot of people we try to warn, but we were shut up.
Yeah, they don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, they shut us up quick, man, when we tried to help people. And now people are coming out and saying, you guys didn't. I read some article, I think Paula had brought it here, and it said that the person was like, and no one in the truth community they tried to warn us. And what? I was like, where the hell were they at?
They only want to talk about and if you find this funny, check it out. But a couple years ago, maybe 5 to 8 years ago, when we were talking about what was beneath us and how that shit is old as shit, and we're walking on the basement or walking on the roofs of yesterday, everybody tried to hush that up. Don't talk about it. They try to bury that shit in the sand. Now it's okay to talk about that, but it's not okay to talk about what's going on today in the world. And I think that's a little more detrimental because we all know history repeats itself. It's another version of his story, and we do not play, though.
Well,
we don't mold that shit. There's other people that mold this for us. This country is only like 300 years old. What happened?
That's because there is stuff underground. They don't want us to know about their underground cities. The size of Manhattan. Some guy in the military came out and said they got farms underground, farms that grow for the rich people, like fruit that hasn't been, sprayed and all that shit. I want to go under there and see what's going on, though.
I remember one bar that I spit in the song, and it was I oversee yesterday, or I overstand yesterday looking for tomorrow. And that's all I really remember. That was the opening bar, but I overstand yesterday looking for tomorrow. Because I know what we stand on is generations of pain, generations of hate. I don't know what happened, but as history repeats, it's already happening, man. Go back and look at the Bronx in the 70s and tell me that something didn't happen. Like there wasn't a bomb that went off there. Like there wasn't happen. But they'll tell you it was fire. But these buildings are all brought to rubble, half standing up. You know what I mean? And they just changed the narrative because everybody pushes his story. And we already know that's in the curriculum. That's another version of somebody's story that they're trying to tell you. Never believe, because the root word of believe is a lie. So if somebody try to push something on you, it's just to make you believe. And that shit is a lie, bro.
I think what they did to the Bronx, and then the crack hit. And what did all them buildings get turned into?
Gentrified.
Yeah. Well, no, in the 80s, they were turned into like crack factories. And
oh, you mean like Nino and Carter?
Yeah. And and drug houses and shit.
You know why they did that, right? They did that so people would forget. Because they pump drugs into somewhere. Like, if you came from LA, right? I'm gonna just put it like, if you came from LA and I'm from New York, and you're here in front of me and you're telling me how LA is, and then I try to tell you how LA is, never step foot in there, but I'm from New York, who you gonna believe?
The person from LA.
But those stories get passed down, see? So now it's all his story. It's all a version of where you from. So they could change this whole shit is what I'm getting at. They could change this whole perspective. They could change the whole plane on how we see things. And everybody be like, well, America was taken over. But when was it and why? How was it so abrupt? It wasn't abrupt. It was subtly.
I think that's what the Civil War was. They say it was fighting for slaves' freedom, but I'm not buying that.
Bro, the
Now,
police bomb in what was it, Philly? They dropped a bomb and took out
yeah, it was Philly.
2 blocks. And
Yep.
then they took out Black Wall Street down there in the South and brought Wall Street
Yep.
back up to the east.
Yeah, the Aboriginal tribes were a lot of black people. I've been looking at pictures and stuff, and I think that's what the Civil War was, man. It wasn't about no slavery and stuff. I think they were fighting for what was left.
They were fighting for America.
Yep, their country.
This land was pillaged so much, and I couldn't put my head on it. And I'm like, man, Christopher Columbus, Amerigo Vespucci, and shit like that. And I'm like, what really happened? Like, how did this shit get taken over so quickly? But it didn't. It got taken over slowly. It's the same way it's being taken over right now. It's the same way we have been sold out, bro. And trust me, we definitely have been sold out because all the border shit coming in. And trust me, America is supposed to be a free country. So there is no one race here. How many Indians do you run into every day besides how many every other cultures? You know what I mean? When you ask somebody their ethnicity, there's probably 0.1 out of 10 people that say I'm Indian. I'm from here. I'm Aboriginal. Because first of all, they don't know they are, if they really are, because they've been so brainwashed that they know shit. And second of all, it's been so watered down that I mean, this is the dumping grounds, bro. You know what I mean? America is literally like the dumping grounds of the world's shit, but we all get along.
Yep.
We all playing together.
Cuba did it.
Yeah. I remember that. Everybody did it, man. The Statue of Liberty was only a beacon to tell people that this is the free land for everybody that wants to come in and be free. Now, you understand the significance of free was that everybody dumped their jails and they prisoners and shit like that. Go be free. You feel me? But we built something way out of their perspective and they had to govern it. But they learned at the end that nobody can govern a human being's mind, bro. You can't govern me. They can't govern you. We are individuals that have our own thoughts, you know? We rise above all this. And we see through their matrix. The matrix being a RGB, a bunch of colors that's put in front of you, you know, to distort your vision. But you put on a set of 3D glasses, red and blue, which you decide is the split decision, red or blue, Republicans or Democrats, and you still see the same vision. It just pokes out into to you. You know what I mean?
Red and blue is purple.
And that goes back to the royal shit. That goes back to the Phoenicians. That Tiffany blue and that royal purple.
Yeah.
So
they took purple and they split it in half with duality. They took the main source and split it into two. Made purple and red. I mean, red and blue, sorry.
Now, if we all dug back and peeled away and we knew this color went with that color, we would never know that purple is purple. See, they blended the shit together, gave us a definition for it, and said, hey, this is what you're supposed to believe. Now, we all know that root back to a lie.
They gave us God. They took the God out of us and gave us a God. You know, they did it through generations too. It didn't just happen overnight. It took a few generations to do it.
Yeah, they gave us God, but they also gave us a inferiority complex, you know, to where you believe there's somebody higher than you. And I'm an agnostic person, but you believe there's somebody higher than you, but you're that being. So you look for yourself your whole life, forgetting to actually nourish yourself. But you're the one you've been looking for your whole life. And you don't realize that until you die. I ain't saying there ain't no grand architect to this. All I'm saying is that, like, we look and we seek our whole life for somebody to help us, and
We're the grand architect. That's what I think.
we're the only saviors, though.
Yeah, I agree.
People dedicate their whole life to this religious shit with somebody else trying to push their vision on you. And I read the book a million times over. It's great stories. I ain't gonna lie to you. There's great stories in there that describe great people that might have lived in life a little, you know, maybe it's saturated a little bit, but it's a great story. But we forget that we are, and I am. That's where that whole saying came in. I am. You know, that
And
defines everything.
people will take these deities and put them above self and above their family or their mother and father who gave them life. And they'll praise these invisible strangers that nobody even met or knows if they existed or not. But everyone praised the shit out of them and shits on their own parents. It's like,
That's what they call a false prophet.
talk about psychological warfare.
Yeah.
Peace, Yolanda, Kimba, be what it is. Who else came in?
That shit got the bearings on
Bonnie.
life. And I swear to God, in this vehicle, I ain't staring at right. All I'm seeing is left. You know, they pushes at right. And all I'm seeing is the middle. Well, it's darker than night. Darker than this. Hold up. Must be that night. Muskin and hold. Still holding on to that. I don't know.
You know who Nems is from Coney Island?
Who?
Nems,
I heard it.
Nems.
Yeah, I heard of him before.
He said, I keep my money in my right pocket because the devil's a lefty. When he said that, I was like, that shit's funny, man.
I keep the devil in my right pocket because he's a lefty.
No, he said, I keep my money in my right pocket. I keep my money in my right pocket because the devil's a lefty.
Money's funny too, though, when we think about it. Money.
Yeah.
I was just talking to the guy I work with. Now he's not that like a woke person. He's been in the church system his whole life. He's like 73 years old, you know, and he's just like trying to retire, but he can't retire. But we were just talking about fiat currency and how we trade our blood, sweat, and tears for bullshit, for shit that we could create, shit that we could make, but we stuck in a loop. You know what I mean?
Lazy.
Yeah.
The system made everyone lazy.
I call it complacentness because people got complacent. You know, in the job, when you get complacent, you just like, you could just swing your shit around and be like, hey, I'm the shit. I've been here so long. This is how the ropes work. But they ain't putting in that work. That's how life is right now. That's how life is for everybody. And we're fed the bullshit, you know, where they said the revolution will not be televised. And it won't be. You know why? Because the revolution is happening right now and nobody can see it because they blinded by the light. They blinded by the shit that people throw in front of them. If you want to know the news, what do? You go on YouTube right now and you listen to somebody else telling you what's going on in the world, right?
Yep.
But
they're blind because they got sucker punched in the eye by the system.
Yeah, and there's places in the world like Ukraine, even it's being gentrified, and nobody really cares to blink or think. Nobody cares about that shit because it's being called like this is a buffer zone. Yeah, it is, but
or like genocide.
There's people like us. Yeah, genocide. Yeah, they're killing coaches right now, bro. That shit that's going on, we can go from Ukraine and take it to Israel. Now we all know Israel was bought by the Rothschilds. I hope everybody fucking knows that. So
yeah,
when people talk about Jews, they're not talking about the real Jews and shit like that because the real Jews wouldn't be fair skinned. They would be a darker complexion. They occupied Israel. Now we're supposed to be fighting for it.
Biden said, I think it was an old Biden speech or one of them.
Biden is old.
Politicians.
He says it's dust.
But they said something about Israel. I think Israel. They said we got to create Israel, or what they say? Something about creating an Israel, or they got or something. Was it Israel? Or was the other one Palestine? No, it was Israel for sure. I'm gonna find that speech.
Yeah.
I forgot what he said before it, but Israel might be a
I forgot
fallacy. It might have
everything.
been
Yeah.
created. It might have not existed, like they say, so long.
Watch this.
Israel.
It's funny. Watch this. This one thing. It's like a 20-minute long video, and it's like everything that happened up to today. And you see the lands that's been taken over, and Israel wasn't part of that. It was never part of that. Like we made it part of that to occupy the Middle East. We made Israel to occupy it because who owns the banks out here? Who gave us the banks from Germany to Europe to the United States? Is the Rothschilds, right?
Private banks at that, yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Private banks.
Rothschilds, the JP Morgans and shit like that. Now they occupied Israel years ago. This is years ago. But it's the same thing like Africa, South Africa, you know what I mean? How South Africa is predominantly white people, but they don't belong there, bro.
Right.
And I'm talking this from being a fair-skinned person. So I'm not trying to throw dirt on my name or the next. I'm just trying to figure out the truth. You feel me?
The truth's the truth.
But the shit going on right now, it's all televised. It's all bullshit. It's all watered down. But where do we go to seek that? How do you know what's going on outside your neighborhood? You don't actually know unless you go there, right? I've been to so many places because I'm from New York, and people was always like, "Oh, you can't go there," and I'm like, "Nah, you. Why? Why are you saying that?" That's just because I never been there, but I've been there, and I know like that's a nice part. This is a harsh part, you know what I mean? But it's still not as hard as they depict it. Like everything is a visual, but we only get that visual from another person unless you actually do it. So that's why I go back and I say that the revolution is right now. And that's why they always said it'll never be televised. Because people could tell you that if you walk into Chicago right now, you got a 1 in 5 chance that you might be shot. It depends on what part. It depends on what time. It depends on what's happening. Like, it's not that bad. You feel me? Basically, if you don't see it for yourself, don't believe it, you know?
Be What It Is said, "Who are the people of Israel, and what country did they come from, and when did they convert?" Damn, that's 3 in 1.
Yeah, but that opens like a whole new floodgate, right? So who are the people of Israel? Like now you want to go back into like the 12 tribes of Judah and shit like that, and people there's so much controversy behind who are and what is.
What if none of that shit was true, right? And they're killing each other over this Bible that's a crock of shit made up to do what it's
No,
doing, right?
they're killing lineages, bro. They're killing bloodlines off right now. That's what they're doing. We don't see that deep. We just see it as like these people shooting up these people. No, they're killing lineages right now. They are killing the real people that are from that land. And I'm not for any side. So don't quote me on anything, but they are killing the righteous blood that belongs to that land because they are taking over. Go back in time and see when Israel's new. People think Israel's like really old, but I'm talking about the word and the way we look at Israel today. That shit is new. Because like I said, the Rothschilds put so much money and took over that. Now these are the banks. Why would they do that? This is this is a culling. This is a culling of bloodlines, and people got us on the wrong side. So when we fighting for the Jews, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it like that, but we're not fighting for the rightful land people. We're literally, it's like having somebody vote for the wrong side, basically. Like you rooting for the wrong side. Now you know they're the losers, but you rooting for them because they put all this facade in front of you. Bro, what's going on today is fucked. And the only reason we doing it is because it's all greed, man. It's all greed. That's why we can't get our hands out of Ukraine, because if we just said fuck it, why can't we just let somebody else do it? Like fuck it, hey, that's their land. Because if they do that, then they're gonna have the resources to actually be on top. That's all chess, man. People ain't seeing the game. They getting emotional with it. You got to take all your emotions out of what's happening right now and actually see the picture for what it is. We're the
Like,
pawn.
you ever see in the lodges, you ever see how they do what's the word I'm looking for? Mock rituals. And I seen a video where a guy wore a he snuck in the camera somehow. He was wired and hidden camera, and these people actually do rituals like a play. And I was shocked. I'm like, man, these big children? I'm like, what's going on here? They're really acting out.
Big children, they know something we don't, bro. We only living on the surface. You know, we're they're in control of the game. We're in their game. They're playing us like a game, like we're little pieces and shit like that. Until you can actually open your eyes and see for what it is. Like you said, a mock ritual. That shit was probably a real witch ritual. They just ain't tell you like that. If you
well, yeah, I said mock because I didn't see any like. Damn, man, I gotta find that video. I'm gonna go look at my.
Who was it? I think it was, the pharaoh Akhenaten that passed down the knowledge to like the Greeks and the Romans and shit like that. And that's where the lineage, that's where they kept running with it, you know. And if we're not living in Egypt today, then I don't know what to tell anybody. If we didn't build another version of Egypt, I'm from New York, right? So I'm gonna bring it back to this. If you pull back the New York skyscraper, you see a pyramid. Even with the 9/11, when they knocked down the fucking Twin Towers and shit like that, we all know Bush had a part in that. But if you look back, it's all built in a 3D fucking pyramid. It's all built the same, bro.
History. One World Trade Center is like a giant obelisk penis.
Yeah, they took the duality out of humanity. So when they knocked the town down, that was just to, even though they took away our habeas corpus and our right to due process with that, and we'll talk about that on another video and everything, but
they put two into one.
Yeah.
Two sides joined to one. Both sides of the bird. Each side is one body, but there are two factions. Now they're one. They agreed.
They took duality of humanity and brought it into singularity. Now, when you think of singularity, you think about a computer, AI and shit like that, right? Singularity, the same way they came up with the qubit.
Androgynous.
Yeah, they came up with the qubit in the adiabatic quantum computer, where it's not just a 1 or a 0, it's both at the same time.
Right. That's what I thought of when, like, they took the balance.
Have you looked
like they're
like the D wave?
The D wave? No.
Yeah, it's an adiabatic quantum computer.
No.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me write that down. Say that again.
It's a D wave. It's an adiabatic quantum computer. So instead of running 1s and 0s like binary code, it runs under a qubit. A qubit is now a 1 or a 0. It flicks back and forth. So they put these questions into this thing, which is what AI is, and they get back
self-learning.
Yeah, they get back these.
How do they do that? That's my worry, though. My bad. Finish what you're saying, but I want to say something. Go ahead.
Now look up that. Got time? Look it up, because it sounds like somebody's breathing. The machine itself, the D-Wave computer, because it has to be it's adiabatic because it has to be held at below 0 Celsius. So
adiabatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you said that, I thought I was bugging. I'm like, why is the computer diabetic? I was thinking and I was writing it down. I was like, what the fuck? Am I hearing this right?
No, there's a difference between diabetic and adiabetic. Adiabatic just means that it has to be held at below 0 Celsius, kind of like what a quantum locking magnet does. You know, when it has self-propulsion, it can actually like float and hover, but you have to keep it below freezing, or else it'll overheat itself and it'll just lock back in.
But I'm glad you brought that up, these computers, man, because that's them self-learning worries me. Like how is a computer self-learning? How is it aware? Like I was thinking, like that.
We give it the means. How is your brain built? Your brain is built with neurons and shit like that connect to the mainframe. That's how we built the computer. It learns from like ChatGPT and shit like that. It learns from us. So everything we were given on the web,
That's true.
Everything we were given on the web is stuck because we're on a web. And what happens when we hit a web? You hit a web and the neurons strike back to the spider. The spider knows you got trapped to that web. He knows where his food is.
That's why they don't want us talking about truth, because the computer will pick up the truth and realize the people that built it is the problem.
Now you see it. Now you see it, right? It'll fuck their whole shit up.
Yeah, we need to be the virus to annihilate.
Yep. Right? So now pull it back out. I want you to visualize a satellite image of the world and the cities and the structures that we build, kind of like components on a computer.
Yeah, motherboard.
Exactly. Now, if you go to DC, they could be like, we got the Faustian pentagram dug out, where it's not a full pentagram, but there's one side open, letting all the energy out. If you draw a pentagram right now, a full pentagram, that should hold everything in what you're doing, whether you believe it or not. But if you have a Faustian pentagram, there is one leg that's left out. So you summons all that energy and you let it out. And that shit gets let out to the people. And we feed that shit. So when people are like, we're not batteries in it, no, we are batteries. We're powering this whole shit. And the minute that we decide to die or shut down, none of this shit exists. But that's the hardest part, is shutting this shit down, because we can't shut ourselves down, bro. We have too much too much shit built in us for that. You know what I mean? We know that it's supposed to be better. We're building a dystopia instead of building a utopia, but we know that from the past that we used to build utopias, because you see the structures from the past and they were built in harmony. And they're thousands of years, maybe even before that, they're that old and they still exist. But we put a date on them. But we know an old building like the Colosseums, the cathedrals, you feel that shit in your bones. You feel me? And people call it, what do they call it? Tartaria. The Tartarians and shit like that. Nah, that just means we was all at one point. Life ain't about a color. Life is not about a hue. I know they call us humans, and that's many colors of people. It's never been about that, though. The minute you put a category on that, we categorize ourselves and we start pulling ourselves. Then you got negativity feeding our minds. Then you got separation going on between us. Ain't about that, bro.
Frenchie Kush is cooking.
Life is more about not seeing half full or half empty, but life is more about filling your own bucket. Who the fuck gave you that cup to see it half full or half empty? Nobody did. Life is all about filling your own cup. It depends how you look at it, and that's what makes it so unique in human nature, because we are who we are, man. Nobody can take that away. But the minute we start describing ourselves is the minute that we take that all away from us, bro. Gotta plug my phone in. Hold up. I'm over here running my battery dead, you heard?
Elkamos 83 said, I think the only true utopia was nature untouched.
Yeah, now that could be before the big ass trees were cut, like we was talking about, you know, where crystals come from, or Devil's, what was that, Devil's Peak or something like that?
Devil's Tower.
Yeah, Devil's Tower, where it looked like, and it has the same structure as a tree. That could be.
I think we lived in those trees. That's what I think.
Nah, that'd be a good concept. And we also built the tower to the heavens, as you know, we were told, and that's called the Tower of Babel, or Babel. That's kind of interesting too. That's a whole nother subject. I'm a side off this real quick, but why do we speak all different languages? And why is that story been in there that we got broken apart for trying to reach the heavens?
That tower's at the center, Frenchie Kush, I think. The Tower of Babel's at the center. That's what I'm starting to think. But go ahead.
Yeah, but now think about linguistics. Like, why can't you talk to somebody that comes from China or something like that? Because you don't understand their dialect. You know what I mean? Now, what if we all talk the same? Or not if, fuck talking.
No, we can now. We could talk to anyone now, because I had that problem in the pizza shop, and the lady pulled her phone out, spoke, I think it was Spanish. I don't know what you're playing. I think she was Venezuelan. Spoke into the phone, and then it said in English to me, and we communicated with the fucking phone. Thanks to the phone, it would speak her language in English for her.
You know, but that was it was processed. It was broken down, so it wasn't real. What if we didn't even
Right.
speak? What
But
if
it's
we
from the
thought,
Tower of
what if
Babel.
we thought the same? See, that's the problem, is we don't think the same. We don't have that hive mind that we used to have. So talk is cheap, like they say. And that's why they probably say that. And it's always been the same for however long it's been. But I know talk is cheap. You feel me? So what we're doing, what we're communicating, this shit don't mean nothing. I'm trying to express myself. If I could really express to you right now, I would give you my dead heart, cold and not beating, instead of talking all this. And then you would get a sense and be like, okay, yeah, it's this real. It's real right now. Yeah, because I'm not breathing, I'm not beating. But the more we communicate, I think this is just, it's all the same. It's all spelling. It all goes back to the English. The English.
The English. I never heard it like that.
Because the more
Beats
we
mind's eye.
communicate, the more we communicate verbally, the less we understand. I'm only saying this and we're only doing this because we think people are gonna get it, but unless, like I said, unless I put my heart in your hand and you could feel it, nobody's ever gonna know what it really is. You know, they always gonna take it for, let's say, a joke. You know, because we still broadcasting on YouTube today instead of going out into the streets and taking what's ours. We still looking for that
Right.
person to run out there and do it. So maybe we could join the mob ourselves. But we don't want to be the mob. So we don't want to be the change. And that's why they always say change starts from within. If you don't change yourself, this life ain't going to change itself. This life ain't going to do shit but multiply, magnify, and progress on you. If you don't change yourself, if you don't look in the mirror today and say, hey, I'm going to go outside and I'm going to fucking take what's mine, ain't nothing going to happen. We just a bunch of fucking vocalists and voice boxes. What's going
I'm
on,
like,
brother?
who the fuck is Double Dark Copy, right? I wasn't gonna let you up, Lonnie. I'm like, who the fuck?
That's why I showed my face. I
He in the building.
What's up, fellas? What's up?
Turn your mic up, brother.
I hear you building. Can you hear me now?
Turn your mic up a little bit. You sound muted.
Yeah, we could hear you. I can. What? Friend, go ahead. Frenchie, my.
No, I just want to make sure I can hear him because he sounds muffled to me.
Sounds like he's at work.
No, he sounds really low. Maybe that's just my end. Say something, brother.
No, it's quiet.
Oh, hold up, man. I'm trying to figure this out. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, how about that?
I can hear you. You just sound muffled, brother. Like I got to put the phone in my ear to hear you.
Yeah, I can't get. Chuck, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can hear you. Yeah, but it's like interference sound.
Talk a little louder.
Try to link back on. Try to link back on. Like link it off and then link it back on. See if that make a difference, brother.
All right.
Nah, because once again, I can hear him, but like he's really low. You feel me?
Oops. How did I do that? No, I know how to do that.
Nah, I just lock him back on when he comes on, but he sound really low. Like I could hear him, but I gotta like really focus on it, you know? That's too much right now.
Oh,
man.
he left. I was gonna knock him out and then pull him back.
Yeah, no, he's gonna come back.
I forgot to tell him he didn't have to do that, but
I just want to see if it make a difference with the vocal wise.
I forgot what we were talking about.
We were talking about life. We were building. So life is a building, and it's funny how we erect these buildings. And it's funny how the obelisk stand, right? So the obelisk is like a phallus. We know that, right? And we know that that whole 9/11 shit, when they built the Freedom Tower, it was just an obelisk erected. You know, it's got all that funny technology on top of it, whatnot. But it also has the cube of Mecca on the side of it, that black hole. You know what I mean? Life is just like that, though. Life is just like a black hole, brother. But yeah, what were we talking about? Somebody throw in the
I
chat what we was building on.
Devil's Tower, and yeah,
Oh
we're
yeah,
a tower. We're a walking tower.
yeah, yeah. We are. That's a fact. Definitely a walking tower, and it's kind of interesting to build on that. I think in Colorado, stop calling me motherfucker. I think in Colorado they got who's calling me? They got that petrified forest, right?
Colorado, yeah.
Yeah, they got that petrified forest where trees or bark became stone, and they became gems, not just stone. I think everybody should look something like that up.
I wonder if our eyes are really uh turn to crystal when we die. Maybe that's why they put us in caskets.
I
So
don't
then
like that
they
fact.
could dig them up and pluck our eyes out and wear it in necklaces and stuff.
Yeah, I hate that fact that we get put in the boxes when we get put in the grounds. The guy I was working with,
Yeah.
we just talked about that. Why can't they just let us biodegrade? You know what I mean?
Because there's something to it.
Why we why we got to get put in the box after being stuck in the box our whole fucking life?
So they could come pluck our eyes out and make a couple million off the crystal our eyes create. Our eyes are like prisms for the light.
Is that what a cemetery is? So a cemetery is kind
Our
of
eyes.
like a field, like a field. You know what I mean? Like a cemetery would be more not like a plot where you lay, but more like a farm.
Right. Or maybe they're hoping they could dig people up one day, pull their DNA out of the bones, and recreate them, resurrect them. It does say in the Bible that they were going to resurrect all these people, and the only way to do that is to take their genetics,
So
their
it's like a
DNA, and
harvesting thing.
probably.
That's crazy. And they would know where the plots are because they draw the land. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So they would know exactly where. And this goes, man, this goes back to so much shit in my head. You have no idea. Like where they know where to drill the oil at. You know, shit like that. Like they know where to get the money. They pass it down to generations and generations. So our grave plot in the cemetery would be more like money in the bank. You feel me? That's money in the bank for them.
That's
Can you hear me?
interesting. Yeah. Um.
Hey, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna reconnect. I'm in the store right now. I got to use my phone, unfortunately, to pay. So I'm gonna reconnect in
All
a
right.
minute. All right?
Chuck, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on my other phone, man. I've got shitty internet.
That shit gets me thinking. Like I thought about that before. Like I hear my voice twice. You got YouTube open?
Yeah, let me see here.
Um, they're
You
gonna
got it
play
set.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm on there. I see I'm on there now. Yeah, man. Pretty busy this morning. I heard of some of what you guys were talking about. Interesting. Did you look at your mail yet? I'm gonna have to.
All right. Damn, I still hear myself twice.
Here, I'll back out and come back.
All right. That shit drives me nuts. Yep, Android Echo. Good old Android. Yeah, the Echo reminds me of back in the days, growing up in the 90s. You were on the phone and you heard an echo like that. You knew they were tapping into your phone. There's another someone on the line. And that's when you would hang up right away. That's what I think about when it happens when I'm up here. It gives me flashbacks of the FBI listening to your phone calls outside. Imagine like these future buildings. They're going to have like cameras in there. Imagine these new futuristic buildings will have all these cameras in there and shit. They'll be watching, like everything's recorded. That's truly no privacy, you know. In these new homes, they'll be keeping an eye on everything you do, man. And everything you say would probably be recorded. All this technology is like a Trojan horse to imprison self in many ways. They do have homes where it's all digital and you don't even need a key for your door. It's all digital. Fingerprint, I think, and other stuff. But imagine you come home from work and your door is locked and you can't get in, you know, or you were late on the rent, or you know, there's no getting in. That should be straight locked. I miss the good old days. Fuck this new. I like analog stuff. Fuck the digital. You know, digital's cool and all. Yeah, I can make videos and talk to people, but the old days, I sound like I'm fucking 90 years old, but you know, 25 years ago were good times. It seems people were more at ease, more respectful, more happy. Nowadays, everything's in chaos. They create the problem and then the solution. Profit off both ends while we fall for the illusion. I need to go camping, man, away from these city lights. They drown out all the stars. I couldn't believe how many fucking stars are up there. I went camping on a mountain in Connecticut. Let me tell you, man, I looked up and it looked like this picture that I have for my avatar. I was like, damn.
Yo,
What's up?
just got back, brother. Sorry about that. Had to disconnect for a second. Who's in here? What we talking about, man?
I don't know. I'm just reading the chat real quick.
All right, just building. I got you. Man, it's beautiful out today, man.
Yeah, it warmed up. I went out at about 5:40 in the morning. Came back when the sun just came up. It was freezing this morning.
Oh yeah, yeah. The
Venus
mornings is cold.
was close to the moon this morning.
Oh, that resonance.
It was like
It's weird when you look at a planet from a telescope. Huh?
and it's weird when I
That shit
look at
don't
the
become
moon.
solid. It becomes
Like,
more like a liquid.
look at the moon cycles, right? They're off. The days, I think a new moon should be on the 1st of every month. And then, right? The
Yeah, but
beginning
even
and
the moon
end of
got a
the,
wave to it.
yeah, but the Gregorian calendar threw everything off. It's not even on point with the moon, the months. It's off a little bit.
Even the moon got a wave to it, though. You know what they call it? Waning and shit like that.
Yeah, waxing. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
but
is a waning. What's a
even the moon got
waning?
a wave. It seems like we're divided by water. Mhm. Which is kind of crazy because then you can go into that biblical text and say that the waters below to the waters above were divided to make the space that we
Yeah.
call Earth, or Earth being
Peace,
an
Solama.
Did Bro ever come back?
Yeah, but we're having technical difficulties. He was creating an
Yes.
echo when I would speak. I hate that shit.
Oh yeah. I
I'm
got you
not
with that.
blaming him, like saying, I'm not mad at him. I just don't like the echo.
Nah, his
So,
shit
like,
was off though. Like we wanted to build, but it was off because I couldn't even hear him. It sounded like he was whispering. I know it was his phone or connection or something like that.
peace, Solama. Who else came in? That's it.
There we go. I had to plug my phone in my phone. Yeah, I had to go to the store real quick, man, and I got money, but I ain't trying to spend my liquid cash, so I had to spend the money I got on my phone. Unfortunately, that's the way the world works today, you know? You can pay with your phone.
Yep.
That shit is
They
weird as
put
fuck to
the
me.
phone is a TV, it's a radio, it's everything, man. It's a bank, it's a
It's a
fucking.
wallet. I know I keep money on there just in case, like, I forget my wallet, this and that, you know? So, yeah, there's advantages to it, but I don't like it.
IDs are next. Watch,
Yeah,
they're gonna start scanning your phone, and it's gonna have all your information, man. No more
I don't like,
licenses
I
to
don't like, I don't,
carry.
I
It's
don't
gonna
carry
be
no ID.
something.
I don't carry no ID. I'll keep it 110 with you. I don't even know if I got warrants right now. Like I did some dumb shit in my life, and it wasn't even
Um,
like you committed a crime. Nah, it was just shit that I thought was right. Like I was trying to live for myself and breathe, but I might have, and I don't like to carry an ID because the last time I did, some chick that I was with got me 3 warrants, and I ain't even know I had them, and they was 3 warrants for 3 years that I ain't even know I had. So I told the cop confidently my name. And he ran it, and he's like, "We got to take you in." I'm like, "What you got to take me in for?" "You got 3 warrants." I said, "What the fuck? What are you talking about, man?" I had to spend a week in Camden County because I'm over here in New Jersey right now. You feel me?
I went on the run from
And
warrants
I
many
never, I
times.
never been in Camden County, bro. I got arrested on my birthday for warrants that I didn't even know I had because a girl that I had leave my house, she felt some type of way, so she felt like getting back at me. You know that energy was there. And if it wasn't for COVID, I don't even know when I would have got out. I'm just keeping it 100 with everybody, you know. I slept on a boat, bro, on a boat because there was 2 people and it was overpopulated. So they pull in a boat, which looks like something you can go down a ski sled with, with two people. And it was like, here, sleep on this. Bitch, the floor is concrete. What are you talking about? Sleep on this.
Peace, Marcel. Orphan Annie. I'm stoned, man. I just got baked.
Oh, you?
Yep. I got stoned like Jesus Christ himself.
Did they stab you in the rib? Did you have a McRib? Did you get a McRib with that?
Shit.
Yeah,
How does McDonald's feed a billion serves every day? Where are they getting 500 million burgers a day? What the fuck are they made out of? Yeah,
what
right.
are people eating is the real question. I seen this one, I think it was like a Jewish rabbi, and it was on YouTube a while ago. And he was talking about how the chopped meat from McDonald's and shit. He's like, where do you think your kids go and shit like that?
Finkelstein. I heard that one.
Yeah. He was like,
Finkelstein.
where do
That's
you
his
think
name.
your kids go? What are you eating?
Rabbi
You are
Finkelstein.
consuming your kids. He said, we got you eating your kids, bro. Ever since then, and this is like 7-8 years ago that I heard this, I ain't eaten McDonald's since then. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And
I don't fuck
he
with fast
said the
food.
white race is extinct. He said that was our goal. I couldn't believe it coming from a so-called white man. He was like,
I was gonna say, yeah, a fair-skinned person talk about your race is extinct. What you talking about,
yep.
man?
He said that was part of their plan.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah,
I want you to think back. Now, bring that more present to where we're at today in Israel, Hamas, and shit like that. Now, bring that front, bring that picture back. What can you see happening? These are not the people that we're rooting for, that we're supposed to be. You got to really think about that. You know what I mean? This was a Jewish rabbi talking about this. Now, who are we favoring? The Jews, right? I'm not saying that in any
That's
bad way.
true.
So nobody try to cancel me. I'm not saying in a bad way, but that's who we're rooting for. But the root is in the word. Who are we rooting for? Who rooted from that soil? It wasn't a fair-skinned person. I'm gonna tell you that, because that's more by the equator. So you have darker skin. So you have melanin built up in people. So you have the Indians, the Arabs. There's no Caucasian in that. So why do these people, these little percent of people, these 1% of people, these Israelites, okay, these 1% of people, why are they trashing on the world, but we're backing them?
Right. It makes me think about World War II too.
World War II. It kind of seems like World War II. It kind of seemed like Germany's coming back,
They say Germany never lost.
And that's why I wage both sides, right? So when the Russians first evaded Ukraine, what they say, the neo-Nazis, right? So are we fighting for the right side? Because they believe everybody to Ukraine, and this is of 2014, I think it was, where Ukraine was occupied. 2014, where they started fighting, and we internally put our structure in, because that buffer zone, we can't have that buffer zone. And that's all they're doing right now, because they could have dropped the nuke. They could have took everybody in Ukraine out, but they're not trying to do that. All they're trying to do is create a buffer zone from NATO and shit like that, because that backs you. Who are the Nazis? And what is Operation Paperclip? And where did all these Nazi scientists come from after World War II? And what is what do you call that shit? When you manipulate your own people? Damn, I can't think of the word. But Operation Paperclip, everybody, eugenics. What is eugenics? Where did that come from? That came from after World War II. It's kind of like the concept of being a creative thinker, how they weaponize the word. Damn, I'm so jumbled right now. I can't think of words. But they weaponized the word conspiracy theorist in the 60s. The CIA weaponized the word. We're conspiracy theorists. You know that, right? But they only weaponized that in the 60s because we're people that think of a collective consciousness. We're people that could put an end to all this shit. Instead of talking about it, once again, I'll say, instead of talking about all this, why don't we do something? Everybody that's on his feet, why don't we walk out our door and be like, fuck it, I'm changing this shit. Because they're scared that nobody else will follow them. You know, our brothers and sisters won't back us because we don't know our neighbors. And we should learn that from that book. Thou shalt know our neighbors, you know. If shit ever pops off, the one thing I'd be scared of is my neighbor. Because that's competition, you know. I'm not supposed to have a firearm, but I got one and I'll use it against somebody else that's trying to take what I built. But if we knew our neighbors, then we built a community. Now that community would be more like unity. Now everything that we seen past that would be the veins that flow through that shit. We are the veins. We are the blood, sweat, and tears that polish this land. There's only 1% of the world that is taking over us. And if we can't see past that, I don't know what is. You still there, brother?
Yeah, I'm here. Conspiracy theory was invented after too much people were asking questions about JFK.
Yeah, that was like in the 60s.
Said that.
And ain't it crazy how JFK's murder comes out today to be orchestrated by the CIA? Ain't that crazy? A little bit to most people, maybe some. Ain't that a little bit crazy? We're supposed to seem like we're crazy, but we're not crazy. Me trying to express myself, I might come across a little crazy, but all I'm trying to do, I'm not trying to make you or anybody in this feed believe anything. I'm just trying to make you see the bigger picture.
Shit, if someone's not crazy, I'm a worry.
I said that too in one of my rhymes. You know, I said, oh no, actually I said that in a rhyme where I woke up out of sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I know that's the witching hour and shit like that. And I had this whole shit in my head. It was called Dream World. And I made this whole song. I wrote this whole song when I woke up and I fell back asleep. It was so crazy. It was like I'm trying to think about it. This is years ago. We go to sleep to wake up and wake up to sleep. This prison planet, so many stuck on beliefs, not really knowing what to believe. It's like the crazy ones are sane and the sane ones are crazy to me. So wake up from the sleep because life is just a fallacy. Living in these dreams. I can't remember the whole song, but this is a while ago, bro. But that's the whole concept, is that everything's twisted. You know? I know that don't really make sense, but everything's twisted. It's kind of like English, the English language. How we park in the driveway and drive on the parkway. You feel me? Everything is twisted.
That's crazy. We drive on the parkway and park in the driveway. Wow.
Yeah, so everything in the English language is twisted, like how you live, but it's evil backwards. So it's evil to live backwards. Now, who are we getting this language from? I brought it up. The Phoenicians. They gave us
the balance of love. Love backwards is evil too, but wouldn't
Well, Earth in an anagram is just heart. So we all beat for the same meaning. You know what I mean? If you think about the way Earth is spelled out, it's just an anagram because you could take the same words, rearrange them, and spell heart without dropping a letter. You ain't got to drop one letter.
Yeah, at the heart of the earth is Mount Meru, and Mount Meru gives off the green light, and the green chakra is the heart chakra.
That's where we get our magnetic pull from.
Yeah, the heart.
The earth, the heart, you know, whether you believe it's round, spherical, flat, filled with all these mountains and shit like that. That used to be. I don't believe it's spherical. First of all, I'm just gonna say that. I don't care. Most people be like, "Are you a flat earther?" No, motherfucker. I'm a believer. I know where I'm at. I know I'm not spending 660 miles per hour in a universe that's unforgiving. I know when I look up and I point a telescope at these planets that they're no more than a pulse in a water. You know what I mean? But you're not going to classify me as somebody that's a flat earther or something like that. No, I just believe what they don't. It's always a theory, the theory of relativity, the theory of gravity, you know. And they made a book. Who was it? Who made that book? It was the theory of relativity, basically. And I know that's Einstein and everything, but they made a book 5 times thicker than the Bible to make you believe all this mathematics that you're flying unconsciously out nowhere, spiraling, corkscrew spiraling out of space. I don't believe in all that shit, bro. I think it was Isaac Newton that created that book.
The only outer space I believe in is land beyond that so-called ice wall.
Now,
Land beyond that, that's
have you
outer
ever looked
space.
into the theory of Serpiculus Galaxis, I think it is, where it's a certain crater in the moon, and it's supposed to be where
But
we're
we
at.
live on the moon.
It's
Yeah,
like
we live on the
Disneyland.
moon.
Now, who made that song, The Man on the Moon?
Moon is a
Man,
reflection of our realm. That's why we're on
that's
the
why
moon.
it ripples. You ever seen the ripple in the moon?
Yeah,
Where it looked like water and shit like that?
yeah, I've seen that video. This guy had a
Call it
really
water.
good telescope, right?
Yeah.
I
Or
mean,
the
it was a Nikon P900, I think he had.
yeah.
Yeah, you could
At
see
the
the
time. That
ripple
goes like
effect.
5 years back.
So there is energy up there, and that's probably where, you got
So
signals running up there,
how come nobody see the dark side of that shit?
because there is no dark side.
That's what I feel like.
Hologram.
The moon is a reflection. So the moon is a
Yeah.
reflection of where we're at. So if we're looking at the
Or a
moon, and
picture.
let's say we're stuck in one crater of what we see. What is around us? Now, when Admiral Byrd, I think this was in like the 40s or the 50s, when Sir Admiral Byrd went to the Arctic and he did this Operation High Jump and shit like that. He said he's seen a landmass that was 2 times bigger than the United States, basically, or North America, and it was a continent, and it was filled with green land and stuff like that. Now you know Admiral Byrd, right?
Yeah. I've heard of them.
So he did Operation High Jump, where they went to the Antarctica, which isn't it ironic that all countries have a treaty together and it's all good over there, but you can't go
Yeah,
there.
for a
But it's
piece of ice.
yeah, but it's
right.
all good over there, but you can't go there yourself. You have to set up this thing, and we might take you on a tour, but you can't tour yourself there. You can't navigate there.
That's crazy. That the
So
whole
Admiral
world
Byrd,
is agreeing on a piece of ice, but we kill each other every day over less than that.
yeah, a piece of ice. That can go under diamonds, you know. That could be like blood diamonds. How people still killing themselves for blood diamonds, yet you can produce them in a lab.
Right.
You can make diamonds in a lab, not VVS's, but VS's.
Hey, it's still a diamond.
It's still a diamond, and guess what? The cut shines so much better because everyone can be produced the same. Not like diamonds where you got to fit them in a chain. You know, this don't fit there. We're going to put the little one back here, the bigger one. You know what I mean? They could be built, and people still kill each other over this. The VS's, not the VVS's. I don't know why I know all this shit, but it's just, it's a game, bro. It's a game. It's all a game. And this all goes back to that D wave, that adiabatic quantum computer. Because if you go back in time to where they actually created it, where they created it from was a particle collider, which is like what's in Switzerland, basically. CERN, you know, where you collide particles and you get that God particle, which is what do they call that God particle?
The DNA.
What they call that shit? What happened?
I don't know. The God particle. Is that DNA?
Nah. Within the synchrotron, where they create particles, smash them together.
So echoing now. Oh my God.
What's good, brother? What is that shit called, man? The God particle. Yo. Why am I echoing?
That's why I muted up.
Oh shit. Synchronicity is all we reach for at the end of the day. And I can't think of the damn name of that God particle, but I will. But they try to build synchrotrons everywhere. You know, the one in Switzerland is like 14 miles long. The one in CERN. And they crossed the loop. They made an 8-mile long loop with Einstein's theory. So they not only cross particles, but they recross particles to make new particles. I think it's
Peace in the groove. Higgs, but what the heck is Higgs boson?
Oh, the Higgs boson. That's it. That's the God particle.
Oh, okay. Two people said that.
Okay. So the God particle Higgs boson is like antimatter. So if you see something in front of you, it's the space that is see-through when you see that object. It's everything that doesn't exist but still exists at the moment. You feel me? Like, if you go to take an object that's in front of you, right? I want everybody to do this. Take an object that's in front of you and reach for it. That space that you think there's nothing there until that object is the Higgs boson. It's everything that doesn't exist here, but it still exists because when you move or change parameters, that distance becomes closer or further, but it still exists. I don't know why I'm talking about all this shit, man. I should probably shut up. The CIA is knocking at my door right now.
Huh.
I'm just
the
somebody
AIC.
I see life for what it is, man. And this is why maybe I stopped making music. Because my music is detrimental.
Go ahead, Lonnie.
Yeah, man, I like the way you're thinking, both of you. I do think that the moon is a reflection of the Earth. Now, whether we're in a crater, on a flat surface, I think we're most definitely on some type of a square. But as of recent, I've heard of these quadrants, 4 quadrants, 3 suns, 4 quadrants. We got a black sun. I believe Chris Cornell sung about it, the black hole sun.
Black hole sun, you already know.
So we got the yellow sun, we got the black sun, and I think the other one's an orange sun. I'm not sure. It could be white. I'm not sure. But as of recent, I just heard that there's 4 quadrants, and we're in the last quadrant, and we've been moved. So we got a blue screen sky, you know what I mean? It's the one thing that doesn't change.
Talk about that.
The one thing that doesn't move. We're what moves. Now, simulation, again, theory, okay? So we've been moved to the last quadrant, which means that we're either we ascend or we don't. I mean, basically.
That's a good concept.
Descend or ascend. I mean, that's the question, you know.
That's a good concept. You know what's funny? Mute that. So I don't hear my reflection. You heard, brother? All right, so that's the one thing I find is funny is that when I came out for work the other day, and it's not been just the other day, but it's been a couple days, is I've been gazing at the moon because it's been out in the daytime, and I get out at the crack of dawn to go to work. And I've been looking at the moon just like it's peeking through. You know, it's not like a real thing. It's like I'm looking at a bulb that is halfway through the clouds type shit. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I see it. And I've been asking myself a lot of questions like, what is reality? Now, reality has the word real in it. So it's got to be somewhat real because of the way we're structured and the way we're taught how to speak. So reality has to be somewhat real, but that reality at the end is somewhat distorting our vision. It's like reality, you know? Like we're just born as a state. Now, a state of mind is a thing, and we're born into a state in a country. Now we're born into a bigger picture. Now we're pegged into that shit as a state. Now reality isn't a state, reality. So who are we really? You know what I mean? This probably goes way deeper than most people actually think. So you got to open your brains to concept this. I got my boss calling me. I'll hit you back in a second. All right, brother?
I'm gonna comment on that real
Hello.
quick. So I think it's possible that we are in the Archon cube, and all of our energy is going straight to Saturn. So we are the harvest, and we're being energy harvested. And I think we've all signed a contract. But what the what that contract entails, I have no idea. I mean, I think unless we reach a higher level of consciousness, each and every one of us, to where we are able to access the Akashic records, we won't know. But we have to access those records to find that those answers out, you know. But I think that we get easily distracted on really what we should be doing. And what we should be doing, I mean, just my opinion, you know, is energy work. And when I mean the energy work, I mean just this: learn how to use it, learn how to harness it, and learn how to protect yourselves. I'm getting targeted on a daily basis, made to look like I'm crazy, but I don't say a whole lot about it in public to anybody, not none of my family, nothing. But why I'm being targeted, I no clue at all. You know, I only know what I've been told, which that could be a lie. You know, um, but I've spoke of it before. I am a targeted individual. That's who I am, and that's what's happening to me. So people can think I'm crazy or whatever. I don't give a fuck. I know I've never been schizophrenic a day in my life, and I think I'm pretty. Well, I used to think I was in touch with reality, you know. But what is again? There you go. Reality. What is reality? Uh, maybe it could be just my reality. I don't know. I mean, uh, I even heard as far as we're projected where we're at right now. That remember I said that we were moved in those quadrants, and the uh, the matrix um, simulates, and even though we've been moved, they everything looks the same. Your home, you know, the neighborhood you live in. But if you listen real close out into the distance, out in you know, if you get away from all the, especially if you're in the city, you hear something like a like something running, man. Like I don't know what it is, but I mean I can easily go out here and I don't know if you can hear it or not. There it is. It's like a highway or something, man. I'm nowhere around the highway. You know? I'm gonna mute up, man. I'll let somebody else talk. Evidently, if we don't mute up, we get an echo.
I'm looking up the level of gases, and I think the moon could be a picture of trying to see what gases are used when you snap a picture. I know it's light and gas, but I can't find this picture I had. Argon. Yeah, argon. That's the moon. Argon. It creates the light that the moon shows. And then when it turns red, it's dealing with other gases. Huh. Interesting. Micronova flash. That shit was a giant camera. Took a picture. The explosion burned that shit into the atmosphere. About to end this live stream in a minute, I guess. I'm about to go eat. I'm about to make some French toast out this bitch.
That's cool, Chuck. I just wanted to touch bases with you. Did you get a check to look at your mail? A check, a chance?
Yeah, I started watching.
What did you think about that? It ain't very long. About 15 minutes. Now,
What the hell?
see, yeah, they live stream what's going on with me, man, and evidently they make bets and it's crazy. And they make bets and shit. The Truman Show, literally.
How you doing, man?
Crazy, huh?
Not bad, not bad. Beautiful day. Take advantage of it. Have a great weekend. You too, man. Thank you. Yo.
What up? Damn. Let's see.
Crazy shit, man.
Oh, you got booted out. Yeah, I'm on Facebook right now. What? You said you sent it on hold on.
On Facebook.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Bro Sanchez one I was watching. But I gotta watch this other one right here.
Bro Sanchez
Trail
goes
of
in
Tears. Huh?
Bro Sanchez goes in deep.
Yeah, he does. I
With
don't
that
agree with
esoteric
everything,
shit.
but
He's got some good stuff, man.
yeah, I respect his teachings.
Yeah, he's definitely knowledgeable. That's the thing, you don't have to agree with everyone on everything. You can just take a little bit of, of something. Use your discernment, man. That's a for, and there's people that, well, you know what? It's not for everybody, and just because you show something or you share something doesn't mean that you fully believe it. But you like sharing that information. That way, if there's just a little bit of information in there that's applicable to what's going on, then that's just one more little piece that you have.
It's like a piece of the puzzle, you know? You ain't gonna have the whole shit in front of you, but at the same time, if you connect the dots, especially whatever you're dealing with at the time. Mute me, man. I got this crazy reverb.
A lot of people have agreed on one thing, and that is when we came here that we were shattered multiple times. That we were shattered.
My bad. Call was loud as fuck. My fault.
I'm gonna mute up, man, so you guys don't get that echo.
Nah, Bill. I can't really hear you that great though, but I like what you're saying, and I vibe with you. You know. You still there, brother?
Yeah. Peace, Marcel.
Yeah, I'm here, man. So, did you hear the where I said that about me being a targeted individual?
Yeah.
Even while I work, man, even today, it's happening. Fucking crazy.
It's beautiful outside right now. I'm just gonna say that.
Shit, I need to move somewhere closer to some woods.
I'm by the
That
water.
has a trail. Peace, Andy K. Have a good day.
I'm by the
Marcel,
water
have a
first.
good day too. Oh, you by the ocean?
Almost us. I'm about to get a sandwich, so give me a second here.
Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream in like 5 minutes. So I gotta
All right,
go
so we go.
eat.
Hit me up on another note. Hit me up on the text. But if you're gonna end the stream, I'm gonna just jump up because I'm gonna order something. That's kind of rude while I'm sitting here online and stuff. But just hit
All
me
right,
up on
man.
the text.
Thanks.
Like let's build that track together.
All right, for sure.
All right, brother.
All right, man. Peace.
It was nice building with everybody. I'll talk to you soon.
It's definitely a fire build. Peace, Dominic. Jack streaming. I'm searching on how people are being targeted through these devices. I've heard a lot of stories, so I'm gonna look into that because that's crazy. That maybe that's part of their plan. These devices ain't all what we think they are. You know, they could work in many different ways. These devices, good and bad. Just imagine all the homes across the country that have these new TVs, refrigerators with refrigerator and stove that are hooked up to the internet that you can program to do stuff. All this shit in your home where they can hack in and just all them cameras that are in your house and all this stuff. I think about that. It's gonna be like the fucking Jetsons. Let me play my boy one more time. I need to laugh. Where is he? Right here.
Yes, sir. Now his blood is in my body. Yes, sir. It's in there. His blood is mixed with my blood. Can you see it? Now, take a deep breath. Now, take a deep breath. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Whoa, glory, 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 glory. Thank you, Lord Jesus.
It makes me laugh when he'd be like, glory, glory. Sounds like a real con man. Dude's a clown. All these creatures with their fish hats walking around like a school of fish. Fucking cheese balls. But this is a perfect time to end both streams. It shows a fire build, man. Thanks to Frenchie Kush and Lonnie. Peace out, everyone. I'm going to grub. I'll see y'all next time. Thanks. Peace. Salute. I'm stoned.